for the full spectrum of feelings today, Mother's Day. Hi. In person.
I know.
This is so cool. The love, the loss, the longing, gratitude, grief, everything in between. I have a mother wound, and still and yet, I feel so lucky that I found a path where I have been able to forgive my mother, and most of us, even if it's a great relationship, it's such a complex, complicated relationship, and in the best of circumstances and the worst of circumstances, there's a wound there, or there will be. And so I'm so grateful to the path of yoga for allowing me to fully realize that it was always the voice of the great mother in my childhood that kind of kept me going, that I was feeling held and whispered to and encouraged on my path, since I can remember. And then I feel so lucky that I got to stumble upon the path of yoga that recognizes and honors, commemorates, and even worships the voice of the great mother, the divine mother that resides in every single one of us. It's where we all come from, it's what we all return to, and it's inside everything. And in our practice of yoga, it's the divine mother that consolidates herself into the form of the breath in order to pour life into all that is, and then to hold us as we labor through life in order to bring our intrinsic gifts, our values, and our virtues to the world around us. And that's called the labor of love. That's what we're here to do. And so the name Three Queens actually is a commemoration both of the neighborhood that this was born in, that this community is born into. We're in Queen Village, but Queen Village yoga is a little dry. And as an unintentional, unconventional business person with a mother wound, when I also have Shot Tower Coffee on 6th and Christian, and always kind of cooking up other business ideas. I always want that labor of love, the business, it's almost like naming a child after someone or something, that the business belongs to the neighborhood it was born into. It's not my business, this isn't my yoga studio, this is our yoga studio, right? And I love that a few of you are here from the virtual sphere in real life today. It's so material. But so the divine mother consolidates herself into the form of the breath and pours life into all that is, and so we are all expressions of the great mother. The one becomes the two becomes the three queens. So this represents the energy of creation, sustenance, dissolution. Again, we're all in this cycle and part of this cycle and experiencing this cycle in our practice, in our lives, all the time. And then the three becomes the many. This is one of her forms, Durga or Ambika. I spilled coffee on her this morning, which one of her forms is Lakshmi, whose name actually means stain or beauty mark. So I was I'm not even going to change. I'm just going to have the Lakshmi, the stain on the Durga this morning. And she is depicted typically with many arms. When she's with her consort Shiva, they each have 2 arms, and then when they're not pictured together, they're in their autonomy. And then, hi, you made it. Is it? Okay, sorry, friends at home, I'm sorry if this sounds like shit. Once we get moving, I will try to mess with it and do the best I can to get us sounding better. And if not, I'm really sorry. Go on YouTube. We have tons of content on YouTube, and have one that sounds good if this doesn't sound good or feel good for you today. And so some of the things I want us to feel in our practice today and in our lives is that one, she rides the tiger, or the lion, and this is the idea that life is a wild ride, and we are sufficient unto ourselves. She makes sure we have everything we need for this wild ride of life. We have everything we need for the labor of this wild ride, and she has many arms. And so the idea is we have 2 material arms. We have the support of all these other arms, and in every single hand there is what looks like a weapon, but the weapons are actually the instruments of knowledge. So like a weapon is a weapon depending on how you use it. And so each weapon signifies that we have knowledge, wisdom to handle whatever it is we encounter on this wild ride of life and this labor of love. So we're gonna play with that in our physical practice today. I might talk a lot about imaginary arms that you're leaning into or stretching from. They all emerge from the back of your heart. In yoga, the front body is the individual body, the ego, which is not a problem, like unless it is. And so we don't want to like transcend or eliminate or get rid of our ego. We want it to be like a really beautiful lens through which the voice of the Great Mother emerges as our voice. Each of us has our own voice. And then the back body represents the universal body, that is connected to universal source energy, again, the energy of the Great Mother that is often overlooked or ignored or forgotten unless or until you have like back pain. So yoga is the reminder to stay connected to the back body. And in trying to physically reconnect to the back body, what happens is we're pulled into center. And when we're pulled into our center, not so much occupying the ego, the front body, when we're pulled into center, this voice inside of us becomes more audible, more clear. We live in a culture that obscures this voice. I feel so grateful that I had a connection to this voice from a young age, but over the course of this wild ride, there's been times where I've like lost connection to this voice. Oh, you're good. I'm sorry. I like literally said I gotta put down a mat, and then okay. We can get a little closer too. There's plenty of space in here today. And so the point of calling ourselves into center is to align with, to attune to clarify this voice inside of us, so that we can feel its unconditional love, so that we can experience its unconditional support, so that it can guide us more clearly and fully in all that we do. And in so doing, we bring more of this mother energy to ourselves and the world around us, and Lord knows we need it. Let's start laying down. Then come onto your backs. Find your breath. Oh, we're going to Greece in July if anyone wants to come. Like 2 or 3 spots remaining. Would love for you, at least 2. Would love for you to join us. Come, are you coming? Yeah, no, I'll give you the postcard. You can talk after if you want. So you'll often hear me say things like, allow yourself to receive the unconditional support of gravity. This is an aspect of the Great Mother. Her love and support is unconditional. And so can you give yourself permission, really encourage yourself to soften into the lap of Mother Earth, to be really engulfed by, embraced by the unconditional support of gravity. Like, can your heels get heavier? Can your stomach soften and let your lap get heavier? The shoulders and head get heavier. And notice how maybe the heavier you allow yourself to be, the lighter you become. Look for your breath. She consolidates herself into the form of the breath in order to pour the gift of life into all that is. Into all that is. That includes you. The gift of life that fills us and enlivens us. It also surrounds us and connects us to each other and all that is. And so we are all her children. We are all brothers and sisters. We are all traced back to, in the yoga tradition, what is referred to as the little mothers, the matrikas, the source mothers. So if you go back far enough, we're brothers, we're sisters, we're cousins, we're siblings. If you go back a lot further, we all look like fish. Sorry to make myself laugh. We're fish. If you believe didn't, you probably wouldn't be here. And or if you do, yay you go. We're all connected. Our roots are in the lap of Mother Earth. And the voice of the Great Mother is encouraging you, reminding you to look for her in yourself and also in those around you. So I was just thinking this morning as I was sending my Mother's Day text, like, I've been so lucky that her voice has come to me through nature, through men and women, and everything in between. She comes in all forms. Even my childhood dog, who was a boy before he was neutered, helped raise my pets. So not to reduce yourself to one feeling, but to let the feelings of this day expand, be plural, many forms, like the Mother herself, many forms. Invite the slowest, deepest, fullest breath in. Let it percolate at the top inside of you. Feel your fullness, the fullness of life. And then slowly whisper the breath out. Softly, sweetly. And again, another deepest, fullest breaths in. And let it percolate at the top. And this time, can you exhale with almost like a ferocious, audible sigh? Bend your knees, feel both feet on the ground. Let's bend the right leg in and cross the ankle over the thigh. Flex the right foot. And as you press the right ankle into the thigh, to the opposite thigh, press your right knee away from you. And notice what you feel, how it feels where you feel it. You could stay right here with like the head heavy, the shoulders, jaw, and neck soft, or option to bend the left leg in and thread your right hand between your legs and interlace your hands behind your left thigh. There's so much space in here today. I've been thinking lately how I want to, like in the next chapter here, just offer more intimate spaces, smaller. But I love when we're full in here too. I'm not saying either or both. Notice what you feel. And now as you pull the left knee in, again, like press the right knee away from you. If you want more, it's a big if, you can extend your left heel to the sky and try to raise the roof with the heel and pull your toes towards the earth. You can stay here or unlace the right arm and interlace your hands behind your left calf. That's a lot deeper. It's not for everyone. Just trying to give us some variety, some choices here. And even though in this form the shoulders kind of might be lifting away from the earth, that's fine, but give yourself permission to soften there at the shoulders. This may or may not feel better, so you can just lift your head. Better? Yeah, feel that. That's awesome. Bless you. Bend the left leg, left foot to the floor. Uncross, stretch both legs out long. Notice if one leg feels a little heavier than the other, a little more rooted, grounded. can't be seen but can be felt. The depths of your being. Belly breathing through the nose. And maybe straighten the back leg for more of a stretch through the back of the leg. And all parts of the back body, when we feel into them more deeply, we're connecting to the universal body, the back body. An option to interlace your hands behind your calf instead of your thigh. It's totally optional. The shoulders can release a little more. And release. Stretch your legs out long. Reach your arms overhead. Inhale through the nose. Pause at the top. Open your mouth. Roll your tongue out and exhale with a ferocious audible sigh. Okay, one more. More fierce, like a warrior goddess. Regardless of your outer body, go to your inner ferocity. One more like that. Oh, that was a good one. Yes, hug your knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms around your legs. We're in good company. Deep breath in. And this one, let it be like a soft, slow whisper. The exhale, whisper the breath out. Gently roll to your right side. Come into all fours position, tabletop. And we'll flow through cat-cow, linking breath and movement. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to arch, slow it down, accentuate the movement. Do we know how it's sounding at home? No messages up here. Notice what you feel, how it feels where you feel it. The next time you pass through cat pose, pause and breathe. So you're not pausing the breath. Big breath and then the back and sides of the waist. And as you exhale, can you push your hands down into the earth, forward and out, and then look deeper into the cave of the heart. One more breath, and then slowly as you inhale, melt vertebra by vertebra into cow stretch. Look up and back. If you're trying to take the top of your head, the crown of your head to your tail. Exhale around one more time. And then we'll meet in a neutral spine position. Walk your hands up to the top corners of your mat. Tuck your toes, big breath in. And as you exhale, we're not coming into dog yet. Just send your hips towards your heels for puppy pose, puppy stretch. Press the hands down and lift the elbows and the armpits up. And as the elbows and armpits lift right between the shoulder blades with an exhale, you can soften. So at the back of the heart right there, And like, do you notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel? Is it more in the back hemisphere of your body or the front? And for most of us, it's probably somewhere in the backs of the legs. So it's this ways in which the physical practice of yoga is a strategy for pulling our awareness, the light of awareness, into the backs of our bodies, connecting us to universal source. On an inhale, we'll flip the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. And inhale, reach the arms up. And then just pause, feel, notice both feet on the ground. The ground itself, the earth itself, like the tiger or the lion, a totally wild animal or on a totally wild ride. To stabilize yourself, lift the back heel high and pull the feet towards each other. And you start to draw the energy of the earth herself up the legs all the way into the core of your being. And as you pull the feet towards each other, press the back knee to the sky. Feel that connection to your back leg, which allows you to then bend the front leg deeper. One more breath. And on your exhale, plant your hands, and we'll take it back to downward dog. Pedal the feet a little bit. Notice if there's any changes, any newfound space. On your inhale, flip the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Find your breath. Feel both feet on the ground. And then pull both feet towards each other to feel the steadiness of the earth all the way up through the legs. Lift the back heel up, press the back knee up, reach up out of the depths of your being, and keeping that, bend the front leg like 2 more inches. One more breath. On the exhale, connect the hands. Downward dog. Look for your breath, ride the breath. Inhale for plank. Exhale to lower in the style of you towards the earth. Inhale for cobra, cobra dog. Hug the heels towards each other and pull the hands towards the feet. And on your exhale, we'll meet in downward dog. Take your time, follow your breath. Breath ignites the heart, the splendor of the heart, illuminates and inspires your body. Here in this gift of conscious breathing embodiment, inhale to float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Spin the back heel to the ground. Inhale for warrior 2. Turn your back toes in. Get your front knee and toes to point straight ahead. And again, feel both feet on the ground. And as you inhale, pull the feet towards each other, reach back through the left arm. There. Then you can bend the front leg deeper. Squeeze the front heel in as you guide the inner front thigh open. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh and reach your left arm overhead all the way to the front of the room. And as you push through the left foot, the back foot can stretch beyond your left fingertips. And imagine an extra set of hands behind you that you can lean back into. Stay heavy on the inner heels, the big toe ball mounts as you lean back. Stay rooted. Exhale to touch the ground. Downward facing dog. On your inhale, float the left leg up and back. With the exhale, catch the lunge. Back heel to the ground. Inhale for warrior 2. So in the warrior pose, the tendency is to kind of get pulled forward over the front leg, to think we have to kind of do it all ourselves. The more you connect back into the universal, what can't be seen but can be felt, the more supported you'll feel in bending deeper in the front leg. So you gotta really stand through your stand through your back leg. So much like you're trying to lift the front leg up. You're not actually gonna do that, but stand through your back leg that much and then reach back so you're gonna hold the hand of the person behind you. You'll reach all the way back in time to those original mothers. It'll pull you into center and that allows you to bend the front leg deeper. Nice. Left forearm to left thigh, reach the right arm overhead. Parsva Konasana, extended side angle. Again, the tendency is to kind of lean forward. Keep pulling your feet towards each other as you squeeze the left heel in, guide the inner left thigh open, and as you push through the legs, lean back. Good, exhale, touch the floor, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to lower towards the lap of the earth. From there, you rise through the heart. Extra breath here. Press the hands down and back. Press the palate back. Feel the connection to the upper back, the back of the heart. Keep that as you exhale. We'll meet in downward dog. On your inhale, flip the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. And lower the back knee down at first, but keep your back toes tucked under. You can pad with a blanket. If you need a blanket, just ask us to bring you one. We have plenty. And then come more upright, interlacing your hands behind your head. The back knee should be a little behind the hip, so you're not right on the kneecap, you're more at the base of the thigh. Front knee and toes point straight ahead. And as you interlace your hands behind your head, take your elbows out to the sides and suck the shoulder blades together, right into, like you're plugging right into the back of the heart center. Shoulder blades come together right at the spine. And then keeping that, it might feel nice to just point the elbows a little bit forward depending on your structure. Find your breath now and linking breath and movement as you inhale, energetically drag the back knee forward. And as you exhale, press your head back into your hands. Inhale, drag the back knee forward like you're pulling it through sand. Exhale, push your head back. You're gonna rest on your back heel. One more breath like this. And on your next inhale, come up through center. Reach the arms up high to the sky. Exhale, plant the hands. Downward facing dog. Do you feel that in your upper back? Yeah. So the tendency is like even the head tends to come forward and it pulls, it like really makes those connections to the back of the heart loose and weak. And so when we take the head back, you immediately feel more connection to that area. Even here, as you push through the arms, imagine you had a second set of arms with your hands interlaced behind you. And if you press back into an imaginary set of hands and arms, you get a little more connection to awareness of the back of the heart. And from right there, push through the arms to launch through the hips and ground through the heels. On your inhale, flip the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Lower the back knee down. Pad as needed. And then come more upright and we'll interlace the hands again behind the head. Front knee over the ankle, back knee a little bit behind the hip. So just take your time to make adjustments to the foundation first. And then point the elbows out to the sides and gently at first press your head into your hands. Hug the shoulder blades together. And as you press your head back, feel the bottom tips of the shoulder blades lift the bottom of the heart center to the right of the physical heart. And lift forward and up. And linking breath and action in this wild ride, we pull the back knee forward, big breath in. Keep that as you exhale, press the head back. Big breath in, pull the back knee forward. Exhale, press the head back, like you're gonna rest on your back heel. On an inhale, come up through center, reach the arms up high to the sky. Exhale, plant the hands, downward facing dog. Push through the arms to lift through the hips, press back through the thighs and down through the heels of your touch. Inhale the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Pivot your feet to the left for a wide-legged forward fold. We are going to do the shoulder stretch on the second side, but if you know you love a shoulder stretch and want to double up, now's your chance. Otherwise, we're just going to sort of fold between the legs. The tendency is that the feet are heavy, that the weight is heavy in the heels of your feet. Keep your heels rounded, but tip a little bit more weight into the balls of your feet. Press your calves forward, and even use your hands to manually draw your calf muscles forward towards your toes. And then keeping that, press your thigh bones back. And then let the spine extend vertebra by vertebra. The head touches the floor. Just bring your feet closer so you can get more hang, more traction. Let the head be heavy. Let the face be soft. You can let the jaw slacken. And drink the breath in as you hug the feet towards each other. Try to feel the strength of your legs. And as you exhale from the core of the pelvis, push down through the bones of the legs, deep into the earth, and you'll get more extension for your spine. You can turn your left back through the left arm. Feel how you can actually pull yourself, dial yourself into center. And as you hold the center, push your front leg straight by pushing your front foot through the earth. Big breath in. Exhale, right fingertips to the block or the floor for triangle pose. Find a block recommended because we're going to be moving into half moving pose, so standing balance.
How do you know it better?
For that probably.
Yeah, because if
For
you're
most of
going to
us
push
humans.
into, then you can find your foundation to lean
Weight
back
tends to
on.
fall into the
just
outer
kinda-
edge of the front foot. Get more weight to the big
okay
toe
with you?
ball mount. You can even lift the outer edge of your front
Bring your
foot
thigh
clear up
back
off
to
the
open your
ground.
hip.
And then
Bring my
what
hand on
tends
your
to happen
shoulder
there
to
is the
lean
front knee
back.
tends to knock in.
Just okay?
Guide
Yeah.
the inner knee more open. And you'll feel it all the way up in the hip socket. Bring your left hand to your left. Actually, you know what? Bring your left hand to the back of your head. And point your elbow to the sky. And maybe take the block up a notch so that you can have your shoulder blades together with
Let go.
support. And then point your top elbow, your left elbow forward and push your head back into your hand. And push through the legs and press your head back. Imagine you can keep that awareness of connection to the upper back as you now bring the left hand to the hip. Look down at your front foot, bend your front leg, keep the front leg bent, heel toe your back foot in a few inches, walk the block way out in front of you and over to the right, and then keeping the front leg bent, flex the back foot just an inch off the floor. Pause, hover, this is the labor part. Squeeze the right heel in as you guide the right knee open. Look at your front foot, see that it's pointing straight ahead. It usually tends to turn into that transition, and then we have a fucked up foundation for the standing balancing pose. If needed, while you're still low to the ground, make the adjustment to dial your front toes straight ahead. Now flex the back foot, make your standing leg straight, nice Camden. And rather than trying to lift that back foot towards the sky, imagine both feet are still on the ground. You have to imagine that and pull the feet towards each other as you rest back, lean back, maybe left hand behind the head again and press the head back. Woo. One more breath. Left fingertips to the floor or a block. Take a big step back through lunge. We'll meet in downward dog. It's not hotter in here. Did anyone feel that? Downward dog. So cool. I get asked this question. I haven't been asked this question in a long time. But last night, the question that I used to get asked all the time, do we do hot yoga? It's hot. I wouldn't necessarily call it hot yoga because that's its own thing. Okay, on your inhale, put the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch the lunge. Spin the back heel to the ground. Inhale for warrior two. It's the preparation for the most laborious part of this transition into the standing balancing pose. Reach back. Squeeze the front heel in, guide the front knee open, and like start from here, tracking that front knee and toe straight ahead, because it gets all messed up in the transitions. Push the front leg straight, big breath in. With the exhale, left fingertips find the block. Press through the big toe ball mount and guide the inner knee open. Bring the right hand behind the head, and as you push through the legs, pull the feet towards each other, rest the head back. Keep that connection to awareness of the upper back as you bring the right hand to the hip. Look down, hug the shoulder blades together even as you look down. Bend the front leg, heel toe the back foot in a little bit, walk the left block out in front of you over to the left. The only thing that happens here is the tiniest ever lift of the back foot, like just an inch off the floor, flex it. See that the front knee and toes point right ahead. If not, just touch the back foot down, adjust the front foot, and then flex the back foot off the floor. And now push the standing leg straight to elevate the back leg. So you're not lifting from the back foot. In fact, you're energetically hugging the feet towards each other as though you had the sense of having both feet on the ground. Imagine the hands behind the head and rest back. This is going to feel really different. Push into me. Yeah, push me towards the floor. Hard. Yes. Yes. And lean back with your shoulders. Yes. Push me towards the floor. Yes. And exhale, touch the floor. Step back. Big step back. Downward dog. Woo. Find your breath. Inhale to plank. Ride the breathe. Push into your standing foot to rise up, stand tall. Exhale, thread the right foot back to lunge. Big breath in, both feet on the ground. Exhale, plant your hands, downward facing dog. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. On the inhale, flip the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Inhale to reach the arms up, big breath in. Exhale, big step forward to balance on your right foot. Press ankle over thigh and sit deep into chair pose. Flex the left foot as you reach forward, hinge forward, sit back and down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, thread it back to lunge. Big breath in. Exhale, plant the hands. Left leg through the lunge. Come high. You can lower your back knee down, pat as needed. If it doesn't feel good with the back knee down, you can also keep your back knee up for this. Come high on your right fingertips. Twist to the left, reach the left arm to the sky. As you pull the back knee forward, lean back on your shoulder blades. Palm the back of your head like a basketball and press the head back into the hand. Press the head back. Pull the back knee forward. You can spider crawl your right fingertips more to the right if you like to lean back. Inhale to untwist. Exhale to downward dog. Find your breath, breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Right foot through the lunge. Lower the back knee down. Come high on left fingertips, and with the exhale, twist to the right arm to the sky. You can bring the right palm to the back of the skull like you're palming a basketball. And as you press the left fingertips down, rest the head back into the hand. Breathe. Inhale, pull the back knee forward. Exhale, press the head back. Lean back into the support of the back body so that as the front body opens, it more clearly reflects and reveals universal source energy. Divine wisdom, supreme love. Inhale to untwist. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to your belly. If it doesn't feel good to lay on your belly or there's a bun in the oven, you can also do what we're about to do, kneeling. You can kneel on your blanket with the toes tucked under and then reach for blocks or heels, Ustrasana, camel pose. The key is that you gotta make sure we're supporting the head as you reach back. From the belly, bend the legs. Place a block between the knees. Place a block, like between the thighs, right above the knees. Right above the knees. Hug the block. And I know it's weird. And reach back for your ankles or feet. Outer edges of the ankles or outer edges of the feet. If you can't reach, if you can't actually make the connection, just reach the arms back like a vintage couture cape. Palms down. Press the knees down. There's this way. And flex the feet like we're holding up the ceiling together with our heels. Big breath in, lift the chest, the heart, the skull. And as you exhale, if you're holding your feet, press your feet back into your hands. If you're doing the handless version, press the knees down. Reach like you're going to touch the back of the room. Press the skull back. Kick the right foot back. Kick the left foot back. Exhale, release, make a pillow with your hands, and bring your head to one side. And the point of that is less the form of the pose or even the pose itself, and more this part, the repose. Can you notice the rhythmic beating of your heart? Always present, intrinsically peaceful, utterly powerful, the source of the voice of the Great Mother. Let it reverberate block between the thighs as you place your hands underneath you to push up and back to tabletop position. Tuck your toes and sit back on your heels. Okay, extend the block there. Okay, let's Candy, will you demo up there just having kneeling on the blanket. We're gonna come to kneeling on the blanket with a block between the thighs. You might want the block a little higher up here. So do what Cameron's doing. You can tuck the toes and interlace your hands behind your head. And take the elbows out to the sides at first to hug the shoulder blades together. And then the key is keeping the shoulder blades together. Hug the elbows towards each other, like more in front of you, so that you can almost see your elbows and your peripheral vision without turning your head. Hug the block more with the fronts of the thighs. And as you press your head into your hand, can you pull the skin of your skull from the nape of your neck towards your crown? So you're creating traction in your cervical spine, in your neck vertebra. Keep that, and as you inhale, hug the block. As you exhale, press your head back into your hands. Point the elbows towards the sky. Inhale, hug the block. Exhale, press the head back. The thigh bones are moving towards your heels, like you're trying to sit back to your heels, but the pelvis is reaching towards the front of the mat to take the head back towards the heels. One more big breath in, Ustrasana variation, camel pose. On your next inhale, come up through center. Walk your hands out forward in front of you and send your hips back towards puppy pose or child's pose. I like puppy after that. Any questions there on camel pose, Ustrasana? You sit back on your heels. It took decades of yoga for me to like that pose. Any questions on bow pose? We did Dhanurasana or camel pose? No problem? No questions? It's not no problem, no questions. Any questions? Okay. Yeah, question.
So when like reaching back,
Yeah.
I automatically like my chest automatically comes up.
Like up, that's good, right? Because if you, I'm sorry, when you say up, I just want to make sure I'm being clear. When you reach back,
So like the camel pose.
Yeah.
On the ground.
oh, this one.
Yeah.
This is a bow pose, yes, bow pose.
Okay.
Your
Yeah.
chest comes up, yes.
Automatically,
Yeah.
rather than being okay.
Yeah, like
Sure.
like when you bind yourself to yourself, your heart just opens a little more. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, so and the tendency, like I see this a lot, and it's not wrong. Like all the poses have multiple expressions, but like you'll see this if you Google it online. I don't even know if I can do this anymore. Where you're kind of like more lean forward, like onto your heart, and the legs are really lifting.
Mm-hmm.
We want the variation where we're rooting the legs to lift and open the heart. That way. We're gonna do it one more time. You know what also feels really good? Do you know the variation with the blanket under you so that it kind of holds you up? Yeah, so, well, here's the thing. I know a lot of you have done this with me, and it's like some people like this blanket here, some like it here, some like it here. So it's not one size fits all. I feel like for me, I like it lower, but the last time we did this as a class, everyone liked it higher, right? Do you remember how you liked it? Okay, so it's gonna be a little bit of a crapshoot. I like it like so that the bottom of the blanket fold is right at my frontal hip points, and so it lifts you up a little bit more. It just makes it so much sweeter and easier. It really was like sitting in a softer lap. So that was here for me, but we all have like different curvature of our spine, so it's gonna depend. Let's have everyone take the blanket, like it comes off the stack, and fold it in half. And then come to lay on the blanket.
Oh, that's a bad block.
What?
Without block.
The block is there to protect your lower back, so it's your call if you want to use the block or not. Hugging the block between the legs starts to protect the lower back. So I can already look at Camden and see that like the way she's laying on the block, it looks like she's heavier on her chest. So I'm gonna ask Camden to scoot back so she feels heavier in her legs. And that's how you're gonna kind of know. As you lay on the blanket, does it feel like it's tipping you towards your heart or tipping you towards your legs? And scooch forward or back until you feel like the blanket is tilting you into your legs. Does that make sense? Yeah, so like it should just feel like when you're laying there, the blanket is underneath your midsection in a way that like your knees start to feel heavier. And then bend your legs and reach back for your feet. And again, like right here, if it feels like it just tipped you towards your chest, scooch back a little bit more so that you feel heavier on your knees. Yes. And then as you inhale, hug the knees to the midline. And as you exhale, kick your feet back. And so your legs are opening your heart. As you inhale, hug the knees to the midline, lift your chin, soften your brow. Exhale, kick your feet back. Gorgeous. And rest. And make a pillow with your hands. And listen to and for your heart. Turn the head to the other side. Does it sound different or the same? We'll meet in downward dog. It's a great counter pose. And now it gets a little more complicated. We'll meet in downward dog. Let's even, you know what I like here? Let's take the hands to the blocks in downward dog. So we already have that connection. On the lowest height or medium height, preferably not stilettos. On your inhale, float the right leg. No, let's do the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Walk the blocks forward out in front of you. And take a big step forward and up, supported warrior 3. And pause here to see that your left knee and toes point straight ahead. Push your arms straight so that the fingertips, the blocks, are directly underneath the shoulders. Bring your right hand to your right hip. And turn to open to the right. Flex the back foot, and rather than trying to lift the back foot up, energetically imagine both feet are on the ground. It's a wild ride, and you're hugging the feet towards each other. Bring your right foot a little bit forward. Yes. And then imagine there's a headrest behind you, a lat behind you that you can rest your head back into. You can stay right here in half moon pose or bend your back leg, feel the butt cheek, and like a bow pose on top with your right hand, reach for your back foot. You might make the connection or imagine the connection. The key is to press the knee forward and down as you kick the foot back. It's called Ardha Chandra Chakrasana, sugar cane in the moonlight. It's the light, the sweet light and darkness. Leg long. Right hand to the blocks, step it back through your low lunge to downward dog. Pedal your feet a little from side to side. You can rest in child's pose, puppy pose, downward facing Shavasana, or buckle up for side 2 as you inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale to catch your lunge. Walk the blocks forward. Big step forward and up. Supported warrior 3. Use the blocks to support you and get really clear and strong in your foundation. Your standing leg roots into the earth, and the leg itself becomes an extension of the steadiness and structure of the earth. With your right arm, push the block into the earth and bring your left hand to your left hip. And turn open to the left and flex your left foot and lift the inner left thigh up. Bring the left foot a little bit forward and then So is that pose. We're gonna add a twist. Sit back on your heels. And the point is not to be able to like accomplish the form of the pose. That's never the point here at 3Ds. The point is to just seek the experience we're having. So not to reject or to deny any part of our own experience, but that the technology of yoga is the technology for the expansion of consciousness in the embodied form, so that we can actually like really fully and wholly and gracefully and with virtuosity hold all of the complexity. That we're actually seeking the complexity, not the perfection. Okay? And that we have everything within us to like to do just that. That's what she's whispering to us. We have everything it takes to embrace the experience we're having. Downward facing dog. It's not an obligation, it's an invitation. So if there's something your body is telling you, suits you, and adorns you better, then you're always encouraged to do exactly that. When you inhale, float the left leg to the sky, a little nod to she comes first, step it through a lunge. Left side is the divine feminine, right side divine masculine. Again, we all hold and have both, all of it. We're gonna take a big step forward and out to supported warrior 3. Only this time we're gonna keep the hips square to the earth. Take the blocks high, directly underneath the shoulders. Walk them forward until you feel like you have a flat back, as though you could like set up brunch on your back body. From your heel to your skull is like a countertop or a bar top. Flex the back foot, turn the back toes in. We're gonna bring the left hand to the left hip. Push through the right block as you bring your left hand to your left hip. Turn your back toes in and lift from the inner back thigh, 1 or 2 more inches. Bend the back leg, heel to butt cheek, and squeeze the back knee to the midline, and maybe with your left hand, find your right foot. Maybe it's possible, it doesn't have to happen. And then as you inhale, squeeze the back knee in, and as you exhale, kick the back foot back, lean back. Parivrtta Ardha Chandra Chapasana, twisted sugar cane in the moonlight. Extend the leg long, step it back through lunge, and downward dog. Take a moment to recognize and honor the experience you had, the experience you're having. She pours the gift of life into you. She adorns herself as you. Imagine that. She adorns herself as you. She is wearing you, literally. Woo-woo. Float the right leg high to the sky. With the exhale, catch your lunge. Big step forward and up, supported warrior 3. Allow yourself to receive the support. So you place those blocks under you in a way that actually feels like it's helping you. You might have to walk them forward a little bit, in a little bit, out a little bit, in a little bit. Make it feel supportive to you. As you flex the back foot, turn the back toes in, squeeze the back leg right up to the midline, and lift the inseam of the left leg 1 more inch. Right hand to right hip crease, tack it back. Draw the right shoulder blade up and back. Bend the back leg, heel to butt, and then just extend your arm back as you're reaching into darkness, and maybe you find your foot. And then squeeze the back knee in and kick the foot back, lean back, stand through the standing leg into the earth as you lean back. 1 more breath. Inhale to untwist. Exhale, big step back through downward dog. Linking vinyasa here if you like. Regardless, we're all meeting in child's pose. We bow to the lap of the earth in child's pose. Big toes touching, knees wide apart. If that doesn't feel good in your knees or hips, just come into full pranam. Rest the whole front of your body, your whole sense of individuality against the earth. Child spirit, the life, and all that is. Slide onto your belly. And roll onto your back. And place a block between the thighs once again with the knees bent and the feet on the floor. Hips width apart. I'm handing it over to Melissa for a couple poses.
I'm adjusting the mic.
Or, yeah.
Okay. So everyone has the block between your thighs. Make sure the short end is facing you. Bring your feet to be underneath your knees. Your toes a little bit in, so you're more pigeon-toed than duck-footed here. Now squeeze the block between your thighs. Find that connection to strengthen your legs. Squeeze the block between your thighs. Slide your palate back. Keep that as you inhale, press down through your feet to exhale, lift your hips. Find the block. Hug the block between your thighs and imagine that you could squeeze it between your thighs and then down towards the mat like you're a human bed dispenser. Now you can stay here or option to shimmy your shoulder blades underneath you and interlace your hands behind your back. Grow long from the crown of your head and exhale, lengthen out through your knees. On an exhale, lower down your mid back, your low back. You can ditch the block, let your feet come wide towards the mat's edges and let your knees knock in. Take a moment here. Okay, let's set up for round 2. You have the option to stay in bridge, or I'll talk you into Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow. So everyone bring the block between your thighs, if it's not there already. Find that connection with the block. Hug the block between both thighs. Keeping that, slide the back of your head down into the mat. On an inhale, press down through your feet and exhale, lift your hips. Everyone squeeze the block. Now you can stay here, rooted down toward the mat. Or you can flip your palms, bring them wider towards the mat's edges, wider than you think. Now on an inhale, press down through your feet to exhale, lift yourself up to Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow. Squeeze the block between your thighs to engage your legs. Let the upward facing bow grow from the ground up as you pump your heart forward towards the windows. On an exhale, lower down your middle back, your lower back. Ditch your block. Let your feet come wide and let your knees knock in. What questions do you have? Questions?
Yeah, when I tried to go wider, yeah, I had to go,
Hands closer.
yeah. Is that just a thing?
It could be a thing. Well, it's definitely a thing.
I know.
It's your thing.
Wrong.
No, it's not wrong.
Okay.
It's not wrong, it's just different. A lot of times, you can roll to the side since we have like a little bit of time for this. Not a little bit, but like I want to make time for this. Roll to the side to come up. Do gingerly, it's a really deep back down. We haven't counted for this yet. Urdhva Dhanurasana is upward facing bow pose. It's a ginormous back bend. And a very popular pose in the yoga tradition, like a pose that I think even like as much as we try not to seek or chase poses, it's one that kind of touch it, like it like pokes right at that. And then if we're like chasing it, or even just because like a lot, I hate to say it this way, like I'm so grateful for the popularity and abundance of yoga, but a lot of it is not, like the technique is not necessarily taught all that well, mostly because it's not even philosophically what's important to some traditions. Oh, that aside, we are very much into technique. We're an alignment-based yoga practice, and the point is that when we seek alignment and attunement, that gift of life that she's offering can flow in us as us more deeply and more fully, and we get more energized by it. So much of our lives are conditioning, our injuries, physical, mental, emotional, psychological, spiritual, create a patterning in our body that diminishes the flow in some parts. But we're strong and we're willful humans, like that's kind of the culture of this lineage, is like we're in and of the world, like type A or type A light. And so we'll compensate in order to stretch ourselves to accommodate life. Does that sound familiar to anyone? And in so doing, we inevitably will get hurt. And I'm not saying it's okay, and I don't want that for anyone, but if it hasn't happened yet, spoiler alert. In the back bend, which is a metaphor for life, particularly the ways in which we stretch ourselves to bend over backwards in service to those in the world around us. And is that something everyone can relate to? Like regardless of how you identify your gender, that part of us that does that is the tendency, the virtuosity of the mother. It's an asset until it's a peril, right? When the asset becomes the peril, we overstretch or we compensate. And so like the feet wanna come apart and the knees and toes wanna splay out and the hands wanna come closer together and turn in as a way to force it. But we're moving into it in utter misalignment. It's not wrong, it's the way in which that mother like pushes us, compels us to bend over backwards, right? And so we gotta like pull back and go, oh yeah, there's also the voice of the great father in there wanting us to have the structure and the boundary so that we channel the energy we give in more virtuous ways. All of us, again, regardless of how we identify with gender, we have that in us too, and we need both. And like anyone had, like we've talked a lot about mom, or I'm talking a lot about mom issues, so sorry to project that. Anyone else have like daddy issues? I got both. I also. And step parents too, like add to the mix. Thank God for yoga. What we want is to get the feet parallel, knees and hips, feet width apart. We need that structure to support the spine. When the feet turn out and we thrust this forward, we're getting compression in the lower back. And it's like 99% of Americans, which is equivalent of saying 100% experience low back pain at some point in adult life. It's because this is happening. So we actually need to parallel the feet and get this back. When we take the thighs back, we're connected to the universal from the ground of our being. It's going to be a totally different experience. It'll rock your world. It's going to seem counterintuitive and effed up. But then when we get this back, we can push through the legs, which support and govern the low back as we bend back. I don't really want to hurt myself, but like the tendency here is like we're just going to bend where we're already flexible, and we're not going to get flexibility where we're tight, or strength where we're weak. And like, can you see that like straining here, I'm compensating? But if I go, and again, this is just the same pose from a different perspective because I'm standing. Sorry, folks at home, just have to imagine. Feet parallel, thighs back. I have so much more freedom. My voice is clear and soft. My neck is soft because my legs are supporting me. So that's why like I'll say have a block between your legs, because that's giving you like the voice, like a soft voice of the father, giving you the boundary to like hold against, and then to help you bend over backwards. So the tendency, we'll do it again, I'll talk you through, and then we'll counter pose and do Shavasana. We may go a little longer, I hope it's okay. The feet will turn out, and the hands will turn in. That's the tendency. That's mom on the loose, that's girls gone wild. She does that in the yoga tradition. She goes wild. Yeah, like slaying the demons. You know how we roll our tongue out in the beginning of class? There's a story where she rolls her tongue out to lap all the blood of the demons off the battlefield, and then she becomes so intoxicated of the demon that she goes wild and demonic. And they're like, where's Shiva? Someone's gotta get this bitch under control. It's not exactly how they say it in the text. But she's like, after she saves the earth, she's actually like ravaging the earth, as Mother Nature does, right? And then Shiva shows up, the divine masculine, and he rolls himself out on the ground, and she steps one foot on him, and it just chills her out. She just immediately chills and goes from like her ferocious self to her tender self again. We all have both in us. So let the block between your legs be like Shiva, keeping you in your legs down to earth, keeping you down to earth so you don't go like Girls Gone Wild. Guys can do that too, right? Okay. And then with that energy, now that the legs are turning, you're gonna have to turn your hands out to find the strength from somewhere else. I'll talk you through it. And you might not get off the ground at first because it's such a different perspective. And that's okay. You don't have to get off the ground right away. She is the beauty of the flower. You gotta let the petals open at their own time, at their own pace. So let it be different. Just let it be a different path for today. You don't have to force yourself into it. I totally did just hurt myself showing it the bad way. Which just makes me feel for like those tendencies in all of us. It's how we get hurt. It's not wrong. It's not the wrong way. It's our nature, right? But we also just need to cultivate. Oops, I didn't have the mic for that. Sorry to the 3 people at home. Come on to your back. And if you like feel close but no cigar, there's some great assist for this in Melissa's here. It's called the ankles assist, and she and I can both come help you. Yeah.
Just a question.
Yeah.
Chronic QL tensions.
Yeah.
Is that still okay?
I don't love chronic QL tension or pain. Do you think that's okay?
No, it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah. So if you're having chronic QL tension and pain, I think it's like enough is enough, and I would either just do a supported bridge pose or actually turn to your belly with a bolster underneath your hips. And since we have them, you can even add like a pink ball under your belly or your chest, just like for more of a counter and release. And Melissa can probably help with that too. Okay, so with the block between your thighs, turn your toes in until they feel turned in, because the tendency is that they're gonna want to turn out, so we're gonna like overdo a little bit, not because this is the right way, just because this is gonna counter the tendency. Is that clear? And now try to hug the block more with the fronts of the thighs, because if you're really paying attention, you're gonna notice that as you lift your hips up, the knees are gonna want to lay open, and you're gonna feel your connection to the block more behind the inseams, and we wanna hold more with in front of the inseams. Keeping that stand for your feet to lift your hips up.
You could focus on rooting down.
And press the elbows down to lift the chest up and wriggle the shoulder blades together. Now the really hard part of this transition is to keep the shoulder blades together. Can you keep the shoulder blades together and just bring your palms up to the sky like you're holding up. Bend the elbows, so you're pressing the elbows down, wriggle the shoulder blades together, and then you're holding up the ceiling with your fingertips. Press the center back up, the skull down, and elevation down, taking the upper back, just the elbows up to bring your fingertips to the floor. See how they want to turn in? Isn't that crazy? See how they turn in this transition? Yeah, as you bring your fingertips to the floor, turn your hands out a little bit more.
There you go.
Push through your legs to lift your hips up, and come to the top of your head and pause. And now at the top of your head, turn your toes in and your hands out, and push through arms and legs to come up. Yeah, toes in, hands out, and push. You might not come up all that nice guys. Toes in, hands out. Squeeze the block more the fronts of your thighs, and rest. Okay, not as easy, but safer. Okay, has more longevity. Put the block to the side, and rest the knees against each other at the midline like we began. Yeah, quick question.
I found myself creating kind of like the direction of my elbows.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm like, should they be going more in or out? Or, so I just keep thinking
Yeah, like
about
what are my elbows doing?
Yeah.
Again, so there's not a right or wrong way. And if you have the staff to experiment. And like a lot of these, especially the more challenging poses, they really do kind of, they were like micro experiences of labor. Like there's the transition, and there's the push, and the transition and the push, and then like the time to breathe and realign and get ready for the transition and the push. And like, we all got into the world one way or another, very few of us in like a perfectly aligned orgasmic birth way, right? Like, I was like, I'm a yoga teacher, I'm gonna have an orgasmic birth. It didn't go down like that, but like, but all of us got out of there one way or the other. So like if you take the elbows wider, you're gonna get more of a connection to the upper back, which is great, but the hands are gonna turn in. And then when you turn the hands out, as I'm suggesting, the elbows will come in and the shoulder blades come off the back. And ideally, you want the shoulder blades together and the hands turned out and the elbows hugging in, but that's asking your body to do a lot of paradox. That's asking your body to hold a lot of contradiction. And that is in fact exactly what we're asking our bodies to do in yoga. You can windshield wiper your legs from side to side, slowly or more dynamically, what suits you. Find your breath. Or if you want to move, there's like a nice shaded sanctuary right here if you desire. And my friend also in the sunny spot who asked the question, if you want to flip around, you'll be not as much in the sunny spot. Or embrace your inner feline tiger. Cat nap in the sun, in the sunny spot.
Your legs from side to side like a windshield wiper.
Okay, the next time you windshield wiper your knees to the right, pause and place the right foot on top of the left thigh. Release the arms down to the sides or out to the sides. Be a good neighbor, negotiate with your neighbors there. We're going to keep the cross, keep the connection, and lift your legs up through center. And cross your right leg deeper over your left leg, thigh over thigh, and scoot your butt to the right. You're actually going to go to the left, just based on which way your legs are. Yeah. And you're fine. And your knees will go this way, and everyone else's knees can go to the left for the supine twist. You do you. Again, you can release the arms out to the sides or down to the sides. And turn yourself back to the breath. And let the breath breathe you deeply and fully after all this labor, after all this effort. Let the gift of life grow in you as you breathe more deeply, more fully, more freely. Take a moment, these final moments of your practice, to really see yourself less as a body with a breath, but more as a breath with a body. Inhale the legs through center, uncross, shift the hips to neutral, take your feet as wide as the mat, and let both knees fall gently to the left, and place the outer edge of the left foot on top of the right thigh. So we did a lot of back bends today, and as I was saying, like the tendency in our back bends is for the knees to splay and the feet to turn out. And if that's you, it is most of us, sometimes after a back bending practice, we'll feel a little gooky in the low back. I hope that's not the case. But if you do, rather than trying to just like go into deep forward bends, opt for this floor work, this windshield wiper into supine twist. It's really great for releasing the lower back. Inhale the legs through center, find the deeper cross of your legs. And shift your hips to the left as you lower your knees to the right for the supine twist. Offer the pose to the breath. It's not so much of a counter pose. Like John used your Shasana, the Parivrtta one. So if you were to take heel to groin and go like this way, you're going to get a stretch there, and a release would be and then to take like another block or a full circle here, and to be like this. Want to try that? So you should feel like nothing basically. Inhale to center. Stretch your legs out long, reach your arms overhead. And just take a moment to consider here. We're gonna have a deep breath in and a long breath out. And there's two options, like slowly whisper the breath out softly, or to exhale the breath ferociously, to let the tongue roll out, the jaw release. So it's either or the softest, longest exhale. Reach the arms overhead. Huge breath in. Let it percolate at the top. We'll meet all together at the top of the inhale. Discern the quality of the exhale that suits you. And either a ferocious Durga exhale or a sweet, soft Saraswati exhale. A whisper or a roar. Two more, and you can alternate. Offer yourself to the breath so it's less self-conscious. At the bottom of your third round, at your own pace and your own time, hug your knees in towards your chest and wrap your arms around your legs. Literally wrap yourself around yourself, for this is and you are the gift of life. Wrap yourself around yourself, for this is and you are the gift of life. And scan your body with your awareness to see if there's any final poses, movements, or adjustments that you need or want to make in order to feel completely prepared to fully relax. You may want happy baby. You may want to add or remove props, to add or remove layers. And as you're ready, spread yourself out on the altar of the earth and make of this self, yourself, the you that you are now, the you that you've been across the ages, the you that you've yet to become. Make all of it an altar to the lap of the earth. Release the arms down to the sides, palms up, and let the index finger and thumb tips very gently touch each other. The index fingers and thumbs come to gently touch. The eyes soften, they can be softly closed or softly open. Let the gaze fall inward. Look for the breath. Feel the unconditional support of gravity, the unconditional presence of the breath. These are her forms. And as the unconditional support of gravity meets the unconditional presence of the breath, as these two great powerful energies coalesce, exactly where they intersect, where they join together, is how and where you find yourself. You are this point the universe is trying to make every time she breathes life into you. Let the breath hold your vision. Let the currents of the breath carry you into the sacred hub of the heart. And therein listen for the voice of the Great Mother. steady gaze inward, invite to slow, deep, full breath in. And a long, slow breath out. As you deepen your breath, feel how naturally the breath deepens you. The breath ignites the heart. The indwelling light of the heart, the voice of the Great Mother, informs, illuminates, and inspires the faculty of your mind and the agency of your body, so that now your thoughts and your actions more clearly reflect and reveal the nature and spirit of the Divine Mother. She speaks through you, to you, and those around you. Let the spirit that you are begin to gently awaken the body that you have, wiggling toes and fingers, stretching through your arms and legs. And as the spirit that you are awakens this body that you have, let the body that you have embrace, affirm, adorn, and protect the spirit that you are. Literally wrapping yourself around yourself, for this is and you are the gift of life. When you're ready, bend your legs and feel both feet on the ground, and just take a moment to call yourself down to earth. Take a breath. Call yourself back to reality. This wild ride, this labor of love, and take a breath. And take a moment to visualize the ways in which you stretch yourself, this practice of yoga, into the activities of your daily life, and so doing, bringing more beauty, more wisdom, more grace, all of the instruments of your knowledge to those in the world around you. When you're ready, gently roll to one side, press through your strong arms to find your way into a comfortable seated posture with your eyes closed and your hands folded before your heart in Anjali Mudra. This is a gesture of sincere self-reverence that acknowledges and honors the voice of the Great Mother, always present, intrinsically peaceful, utterly powerful, utterly luminous and free. And it's a gesture that places this aspect of ourselves before us as both a guide and an offering in all we do. In so doing, honoring and amplifying her voice, her presence in and of the world. Let's seal in our time together. Let's invoke blessings for ourselves and each other. And together, let's send the voices of our hearts out far and wide today. From the sound of one final Om, feel free to join into the sound or let it wash over you. From the heart. Deep breath in. As you bow to your heart with all my heart, I bow to every one of you. Thank you so much for your practice and your presence and for all that you are and all that you do every single day of this life. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for choosing to be here and do this today. It's so great to be together. Wishing you all the best and all the things you have planned for the rest of today and this week and this year. We'll keep powering through. Again, if you're interested in Greece, we have these postcards. Feel free to reach out. We're going to Greece in July, and it's going to be phenomenal.